God, please, please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to right this wrong. This happened on my shift. I have no idea how he gets from me negotiating with his lawyer to 99 years. I mean, gee, this is not right. This is something is terribly wrong here. And I ask you to appear before you humbly, and I ask you to please, please right this wrong before I pass. Thank you.
And the voice you just heard was not from the defense attorney, but from the prosecution, the district attorney himself, the district attorney who prosecuted this case back in 2012. You see, this man who was sentenced to 99 years in prison was a police officer that apparently was working in an entirely corrupt sheriff's department where the chief of police down to everybody was doing things like selling narcotics. Now, a sting operation got him selling an 8-ball, $150 worth of Pepsi. And that somehow landed him a 99 years sentence. It's the district attorney who gets up at this commutation hearing and saying in his last days, saying that he is a dying man, please, please right this wrong. This is frankly something that we have never seen before. Now, he is asking the board to ask the governor of Louisiana to commute his sentence so that they can right this wrong. This is a powerful hearing, one that we have never seen before. I'll unpack it with more details at the end.
Yes, ma'am. Panagiotis Kondylis 519597.
Now, pronounce the last name again.
Kondylis.
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 Yes,
Kondylis.
ma'am.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me acknowledge some guests that we have here with us today. On Zoom, we have former District Attorney Walter Reed, Leslie Thompson, a friend, your attorney, Rachel Connor, and here with us in Baton Rouge is your wife, Nancy Keith. Ms. Connor, would you introduce yourself for the record?
Good morning, everyone. Rachel Connor, and I'm here on behalf of Panagiotis Kondylis.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kondylis, let me read some identifying information into the record, then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillis. Your case has been assigned to him. So you are here today seeking a commutation of your sentence, and your sentence was pretty complicated, but most recently you were sentenced July 2016 to 99 years at hard labor for the offense distribution of Schedule II cocaine as a habitual offender. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And we see in the record where you do have a parole eligibility date, which is in 2030.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. We'll get a little more into that shortly, but I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillis at this time.
Good morning, Mr. Kondylis. How are you?
Well, sir, thank you very much. And you?
All right. Look, tell me about what's happening and what happened, what caused you to be incarcerated.
A very stupid mistake. I brought a ball of cocaine to someone who asked me to go get a ball of cocaine for him. Just a stupid thing to do. One time, 150, but I don't know. I was not thinking clearly. There's no real excuse. I don't know what to say. He asked me to go get 8-ball. I pick up and I bring him 8-ball.
Were you using drugs?
I was using. I have injuries from the military, and I was using Vicodin ES, Soma, and Valium.
Warden, what's your comment about Mr. Kondylis?
Mr. Kondylis has been in our protective unit since he was arrived at David Way due to his previous law enforcement employment. He's not a behavioral issue. He doesn't have any behavioral problems, has not received any rule violations since he's been here. He's completed several programs, including reentry, some anger management, living in balance, both phase 1 and 2, anger management, victim awareness. He's involved in our veterans program on the unit that he's housed in addition to our AANA. He has a good work performance as far as his work supervisor is concerned. He does plan to live with his wife and receive benefits from his VA and Social Security. But as far as his disciplinary conduct here, he's not a behavioral problem.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
We can hear you.
All right, I'm unmuted now.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Reed, go ahead and tell us what you want to tell us about your friends.
Kondylis? Yes, sir. My name is Walter Reed. My date of birth is 7th, 1946. I was the elected district attorney of the 22nd Judicial District, which includes Washington and St. Tammany parishes, for 30 years, from 1985 to 2015. And it was on my watch that we prosecuted Mr. Kondylis. He was part of an investigation of the Abita Springs Police Department, and the chief of that department corrupted the whole department. And there were 5, I think, officers. We took down 4 of them. He led these young officers into corruption. They were selling badges and stealing weapons selling weapons out of the evidence room, and it was just awful. And Mr. Kondylis, I think, was the youngest man in the police department at that time, and I knew him, and not a bad kid. He was very, very young at that time, early 20s. And I just find it breathtaking, ladies and gentlemen, that this young guy gets 99 years for his part in this. The chief of police, who's the bad guy in all of this, got much, much less. And he got more than all 4 of the other people in the police department. And I just, my God, this is so wrong. I remember entering into some plea negotiations with his lawyer. And I mean, it was nowhere near 99 years. I mean, I agreed to let him plead to 20-something years or something like that. And now I find out that it's 99 years. I mean, I was DA for 30 years, and I have never heard of anything, I use the word again, breathtaking. Folks, please do something about this injustice. Folks, I'm 80 years old. I have stage 4 cancer. I've had 2 heart attacks, 2 strokes over the past 5 years, and I'm not going to be here very much longer. I have not much time left on this planet, and one of the things that I want to do before I pass is to correct this wrong. Oh my God, this is so wrong. Wrong. I mean, I don't appear before you just casually. I mean, this was difficult, and my health really didn't allow me to come personally, so I'm communicating with in this mode. But he's become my brother knows him, and he's become a a minister. He's become an Orthodox Greek minister, and I'm told he wants to set up a church here in St. Tammany Parish. And folks, I can tell you, he will be well received here. He is not somebody that the community is afraid of. He is a minister. I think he would be well received here. And I just ask you, God, please, please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to right this wrong. This happened on my shift. I have no idea how he gets from me negotiating with his lawyer to 99 years. I mean, gee, this is not right. Something is terribly wrong here. And I ask you to appear before you humbly, and I ask you to please, please right this wrong before I pass. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Reed. We appreciate your comment. Next, Mr. Thompson. Miss Thompson, I guess. Leslie Thompson.
Yes.
Leslie. Got it. I know. Still on mute.
Okay, I think that's unmuted. Got me?
Got you now. Got you now.
All right, all right. Wow, that was just touched my heart. Touched my heart. Listen to the district attorney. I want to thank the board for allowing me this 3-minute opportunity, because I wrote some notes, but I won't exceed the 3-minute mark. Kondylis is just a good guy. Just to narrow it down to the lowest denominator, that guy's just a good guy. I got a chance to know him during the year 2013 to 2015. Again, as we said earlier, my name is Leslie Thompson, and I am the 3-term former mayor of the town of Jonesboro, Louisiana. My second term, I was accused and convicted of malfeasance in office, but once the Supreme Court heard my case, they overturned it all. And that's what actually caused me to have the opportunity to go inside the system to meet a guy like Mr. Kondylis. Tyke, I'm a pretty good judge of character, and to see Tyke and to watch him on a day in, day out basis, never showed anything but courteousness. He was always super respectful, and that was just not to the positions of authority. That was to everybody around him. He was always trying to take classes, always trying to find the next class in his pursuit to rehabilitation. And I said that I would be very surprised, knowing the guy that I know, if somebody told me he would get a disciplinary write-up. I just didn't believe that he would ever get one of those, and I think I'm right about that as well. I'll say in closing that I have super respect for the board and appreciate the degree of difficulty of the task that you have before you. You have the opportunity to review the inmates' past records, and with other factors then to try to make a presumption as to what his future actions and activity would be. I just wanted to come before you today to let you know that on my behalf, as someone who would have a firsthand account of who he has become and who he is now as a result of the impact of his incarceration, I think this guy should be given a second chance. And I just wanted to be here to say that. And I really would hope that would happen. And I would say in closing that what he did, he made a bad mistake. He made a mistake. He made bad decision, but he's not a bad person. And please consider releasing him if you would. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I got this one right. Ms. Connors.
Close, it's Connor, but very close. It's really a pleasure to represent people when the individuals around that person really demonstrate their character. And what we have in this situation is a district attorney coming not in opposition, but actually coming at Mr. Kondylis's request as a personal recommender, and to recommend to this board that the board consider commuting his sentence. Mr. Kondylis is 58 years old. He has served, I think, 16 years of his 99-year sentence. And what occurred here was a real miscarriage of justice, is that while District Attorney Reed was in office, there was a plea that was negotiated to a much lesser term. When he left office, Mr. Kondylis, a multi-bill was filed, and his sentence increased from that original agreement to this 99-year sentence that he's now serving. Mr. Kondylis is incredibly contrite. He is now there for the distribution of 3.5 grams of cocaine. That's what an 8-ball is. It's 3.5 grams of cocaine, one sale. He has done everything, in spite of the miscarriage of justice, he has done everything while incarcerated that could possibly be expected of someone in his situation. He's taken every single class he can. He's given back. He is mentoring other veterans. He has a job that he does to the best of his ability. And he has been determined to be 100% disabled by the Veterans Administration. He has a traumatic brain injury, and that he was mismanaging pain medication and he's dealt with his substance abuse issues. As you can see, he has partnered himself with a very educated and no nonsense woman. He has surrounded himself with incredible support systems, and he's made a lot of changes from the person he was when he made these mistakes. So not only was this incident an incident that was out of character for him, he has done everything that he needs to do to make sure that nothing of this sort ever happens again. He's a military veteran. He was convicted by a non-unanimous juror. He's had 0 infractions since he's been in there, 0 positive drug screens. And for all of those reasons, he's undertaken vocational training. He's done Celebrate Recovery. He participates in AANA. He's done Thinking for a Change, anger management, victim awareness. There is, in my opinion, nothing more that he can accomplish while incarcerated. And we're respectfully asking the board, he would be eligible for parole as the chairwoman noted in 2030. And what we're asking for is a commutation of his sentence to something closer to his original sentence, which would have allowed him for immediate parole eligibility. And so unless there are any questions, I think that his supporters and his wife and he himself can speak better to his character. But I think he, in my opinion, of the people that I have represented before this board, he is among the top candidates for a commutation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any of my colleagues have any questions?
Sorry.
Tough case.
I don't see any other questions. You ready to vote?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Tillis.
My vote is to grant with commutation of sentence to 45.
Ms. Stapleton?
I wanted to ask you, with immediate parole.
Immediate parole release.
Okay, all right, my vote is to grant with immediate parole release eligibility.
You want to leave the sentence at 99?
Now, what should I change it to? Is it
He said
2030?
45.
45.
45 with immediate parole eligibility?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Prater?
Grant with 30-year sentence and immediate parole eligibility.
Mr. Freeman?
I think the plea bargain offered was 35, but I'm going to go with my colleague and go with 30 with immediate parole eligibility.
I can do 30.
All right, well, my vote, my vote is gonna be to commute the sentence also. I was gonna do the 35 years, but I'll go with the 30. So commute to 30 years with immediate parole eligibility. Mrs. Stapleton, you want to reconsider?
Yeah, I want to reconsider. I'd like to do mine, 30 with immediate parole eligibility.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go with 30.
So, Mr. Kondylis, you've received a unanimous vote to make the recommendation that your sentence be commuted to 30 years with immediate parole eligibility. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, and I am happy with the result, right? This was truly an amazing case, but I do want to say there's a lot to unpack for those of you who are wondering what's going on here. There are some rhymes to the reasons to the whys. What am I saying? It's not as simple as it looks, but this was absolutely the right move. And I thought it was so powerful to see the district attorney himself come up there in his really last days trying to right this wrong. How powerfully delivered, how well spoken, what a kind of way, a send off, right? To someone who spent his entire life locking people up, for him to spend maybe his last, at least, this moment will be forever on the internet. Thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people will see him, using his platform to get someone out of prison, not put them in prison. That's pretty powerful in my mind. But so let me just share some things about this case. What happened was, and this is my understanding from the little bit of research that I did, because it is a little bit confusing. And thank you, Mr. Annan. Annan said, Mandoo, out of all the cases that played in the pardon hearings, I'm not really a pardon hearing guy, but this one you're gonna want to take a second look at. And you are right. And thank you for that, because otherwise I would have not seen this case. I would have missed it. So the reason he got 99 years is because they slapped him with like an habitual offender bill. This was not his first time in prison. And that does add a lot of context, especially that he is a police officer. He actually spent time in prison on an earlier case while being a police officer. Now, if you want to add, the context is everything, right? So it turns out that time, like the district attorney said, it was the chief of police. Who was running an entirely corrupt police department, and everybody under him, everybody was like arrested and convicted for selling badges. They were selling police badges to pedestrians. They sold 200 badges, and that badge was being used by pedestrians to go through a toll booth for free, right? So but there were other things. They were selling guns, and but the district attorney is saying, look, he's a young cop. He's being led by, he's not the leader, he's the follower, and this is what happened. So that case happened in 2006. And he was given a 5-year prison sentence. It was corruption. The case was 2006 corruption scandal. He got bribery, malfeasance, racketeering, and narcotic possession. The police chief in that same case received 10 years, suspended to 5 with probation, and $100,000 in restitution. He then gets out after serving time on that sentence, and he gets another job at a different police department, which is pretty insane. I don't know how you can do prison time and then get another job. I mean, talk about small town, politics. Is that even legal? Like, it's the strangest thing to me, right? But he did. I don't know. Like, did he get a pardon? Like, how you can't even carry a gun? How are you a police officer? And he So it didn't take long for him. It was in 2010, which I don't quite understand, because I guess he didn't do all of the prison time, because it's just 2010 that he's caught doing this selling thing. And they gave him I think a 35-year sentence, and then the DA came later and got him with as an habitual offender, which again, habitual offender, you need 3 strikes. So there's like information that I just don't, did he have other offenses, or did they consider the first offenses like bribery, malfeasance, racketeering as 3 different felony? Like, I don't know. But they came back and said, no, we're going to lock you away. But here's where there's another wrench in it. It could have been a vindictive DA, because while he was locked up, before they did the habitual offender thing, he fell off a top bunk, which he claims was the jail's fault, and he was suing the jail. Now the case was dismissed. He never, and that's where he got the TBI from, not when as a veteran. What they kind of, I think, made it seem like no, he got it falling off the top bunk while in jail or prison, and was suing the DOC. And it's my hunch that the DA said, "Really, you're gonna sue us? Watch what we're going to do to you now." That's my guess. I could be wrong. I'm not like detectiving this and looking at the exact dates and seeing when it happened. And there's really not a lot available to me even then. There are some appeals, but I don't have the full access to it. So I really can't dive into it, but I'll put links in the description if there's anybody that wants to do the full detective work. And I'll pin your comment if you figure it out. But that's what I think happened. So I think he's a young kid. He gets caught up in this bad sheriff department thing, gets sentenced, gets out, somehow gets another job, gets busted again. And, to be frank, he didn't do himself any justice. He says, I made one mistake. I did it, I picked it up and dropped it off. And that's not really what happened. They had, it was an undercover buy. They had someone wearing a wire. He brought the Pepsi in the truck. The guy came and put cash in there. And, and was it just the one time? Maybe I didn't see anywhere that he was doing it as an ongoing thing. So it could be they just wanted to get him. And I don't have like the clear picture. Was there more than that? Was he selling for, on an ongoing basis? And that I don't quite know. Because again, the information it's a bit sketchy. Sometimes there's a ton of information. It's easy to get. Sometimes it's not so easy. And, I don't have, Sir Richard is ill. I don't have him doing the thorough research he's always done. And Lady Holly, as you know, is, I think Lady Holly has passed away. So you tell me though, are you ultimately happy? I'm happy with it. The idea that the DA came out there and did that makes me feel quite happy about this outcome. And he's not going anywhere. He's not going to cause any more damage. He's served so much time already. That's you don't, you give the 99-year sentences to chomos, okay? And with that, I'll let you go.
God, please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to right this wrong. This happened on my shift. I have no idea how he gets from me negotiating with his lawyer to 99 years. I mean, gee, this is not right. Something is terribly wrong here. And I ask you to appear before you humbly, and I ask you to please right this wrong before I pass. Thank you.